Everyone, what's going on? It is Warpath 2 or Adam, and I'm bringing you some Black Ops 2 gameplay today. This map is a game I had on Standoff. It is a hardcore CTF match. I hope you guys enjoy seeing me kind of dominate. But today, that's not really what I wanted to talk about. Surprise, surprise, the commentary is not about the gameplay, right? I wanted to talk about something that's kind of a touchy subject. I know I'll probably get some hate for this. Hopefully it's not too much, because I really want to break down kind of the ins and outs of what happens during this process to support my argument. But I want to talk about the need for lag compensation. Already I know that's an unpopular topic of conversation. Everybody has very varied opinions on this. A lot of them are bad opinions on it based on the experiences that they've had with lag compensation. But I can tell you one experience should not rule out the whole idea of lag compensation. So I'm going to get into some really technical stuff here today. I'm going to kind of break down how matchmaking works, how you get into the game, and how it's supposed to perform during the game, and then finally what the final function of lag compensation is. So let's dig right into this. So lag compensation is not a bad thing. When you connect to a game, especially in a game like Call of Duty, here's what happens. You sit at your network-connected Xbox, PlayStation, PC, whatever it is, and you decide you want to play a game. You send a signal, packets of data, essentially, to the servers with Treyarch, and the servers work to find you the best connection, the best game possible. Now, because they don't have dedicated servers, what they do is they find a host who would be most suitable for the connection. The host will bounce around sometimes during the actual lobby, depending on who joins, but they do find a host to host the gameplay and the connection. So then essentially 12 or 18 people, or sometimes only 8 depending on the game types, then connect to that one person. Now generally this is not an issue because the servers are also very good at finding the best connection. But there's something a little bit weird that's happening with Black Ops 2. Kind of phase one of the connectivity issues is what David Vonderhaar said not too long ago, and that is that any gameplay matchmaking is based on ping alone. Now, I don't necessarily trust this because ping is not a full... It's not a full diagnostic for your network. Ping is very good. Ping is a very good test. It's actually most times better than like an upload-download test because that shows you at peak performance what can be possible, whereas ping is kind of more of a real-time test. What ping measures is the time it takes your connection to hit or ping the server. So usually a very good connection is anywhere from single digits up to maybe even 35 is a pretty decent connection. A lot of mobile connections, it's closer to the 60 to 200, and depending on the mobile type, much higher than that. So what will happen specifically is it'll find based on ping, but ping again doesn't tell you how you're going to perform over long exhaustive tests. So what will sometimes happen is someone has a really good ping, but they're matched up with people who also have good pings at that moment. And when the game starts, that ping doesn't really tell the real story of latency and how everything performs within the network. So you'll see issues where somebody has a really good connection and everyone else has a bad connection, kind of misdiagnosed as host advantage, or as some of my buddies called it, host pro. So that's kind of what happens in those situations. It's one person has a better actual connection, whereas some of the other people appear to have a better connection, but really don't. So one guy has a bigger advantage because his latency is lower. So that's really technical as far as how that works. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about what lag compensation really brings to the table in these instances. Now, the idea behind lag compensation is you take and compare everybody in the game mode's latency. So you're 20 milliseconds, I'm 35, this guy is 40, this one's 7, and it kind of evens everyone out to an even keel. The idea is to make everyone have the same, or have a latency that's similar enough to where it doesn't affect within a couple of milliseconds, so between like 20 and 23 or something along those lines. It's not an uncommon thing to have happen, especially in a lot of online games. It's how things have always kind of been handled in Black Ops as well. So in Black Ops, it was an issue they had early on, but by the end of the game, it was something they really nailed down. There wasn't a lot of connection issues, and when there was, it wasn't hard to find a game that didn't have the connection issues. So Modern Warfare 3 was kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. What they would do, instead of making the guy with 20 and the guy at 7 meet in the middle, they'd make the guy at 7 drop to 20, and they'd make the guy at 20 bump up to 15. So it would become uneven at that point. And it would kind of flip the way it was supposed to happen. And even with their lag compensation issues, towards the end, they did get it right. I rarely had issues where I felt like I got killed by lag compensation. I know a lot of people who disagree with me, but I think for the most part they fixed their connection issues within an acceptable time within the game. Now, here's where we are in Black Ops. Black Ops does not appear to have any lag compensation whatsoever. So when I'm connecting to a guy with a 7 millisecond ping and I have a 17 or 20, it's a real-time readout of who has a better ping. So his latency is beating mine 9 times out of 10. So the reason I say this, and the reason I say it's not a lag compensation issue or like a host issue, as I know a lot of you guys have run into before, you'll be playing and you're killing everyone else on the map on an even scale, but one guy always seems to get you. And, you know, sometimes you legitimately will lose gunfights, but it seems like it's happening over and over again. This has happened to me a lot in Black Ops 2, where it did not happen in the other games. And, you know, maybe sometimes it is just a better player. I'm not going to put this all on ping and latency and connectivity, but there is a legitimate problem here with that. So I'm going to show you a quick example of somebody I've shot for a full 2 or 3 seconds before they even came close to me, but were able to knife me. So just watch the example here.
Yep, but still, if you get it, you're going to want to use it because who has it?
Now, most people would consider that kind of a BS death. I know I wasn't very happy about it when I watched it, but at the same time, to me, it's more of a connectivity thing. There's no reason his animation should have been able to reach me that quickly from how quickly I pulled up my sights and was shooting him. So I'm going to watch it again in slow motion. I want you guys to pay attention to it again.
But still, if you get it, you're going to want to use it because who has it, you know?
Alright, so what you'll see there is I only got 3 hit markers on him, is what it sounds like when you hear the audio. And when you hear those 3 hit markers, it feels like it should be more. Because I've got sights on him, I've got bullets going to him much quicker than that, yet he's still able to stab me. So what that tells me about this is he has a slightly better connection than I do. It's not anything based on he was just the best player at the best moment. It is the connection. Because I have bullets on him, I'm shooting bullets, but only 3 connect within that time frame. So that's kind of an example of what happens with this. So my plea, my end goal with this is I really think something has to be done about the lack of lag compensation. It is impossible in a wirelessly networked world to have a perfect connection. You will never have people that are matched up on a perfect basis, and you will never have people who have a perfect connection when they are matched up. So there needs to be something done to help. So there needs to be something done to help remedy those problems. People need to be on an even playing field, especially with how competitive Black Ops is. It's not like we're connected to LAN. This is true peer-to-peer connections. So my plea, my hope is that somebody in Treyarch or David Vonderhaar, just anybody, can see this video and send a quick tweet their way, because this is a huge issue. This is something that needs to be addressed, and it's something that in a lot of places a cardinal sin for games like this. You cannot have people getting into gunfights they have no chance of winning, not because they're a bad player, but because they don't have the best internet like this player does. So I hope you guys kind of get the what's and whys behind why I want lag compensation back and why I think it's not such a bad idea. If you think I'm wrong, or if you agree with me, or if you like it, don't like it, whatever it is, leave a comment below. Tell me your thoughts about it. Tell me what you think should be done, or tell me I'm completely wrong. I really am curious to see what you guys think about it. Like, dislike the video, it's whatever you'd like to do, and subscribe for more great content like this. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Adam7986. So thank you again, guys. I truly do hope you enjoyed it, and take it easy.